The haunting of two best friends, Adam and Khaled, had known each other since childhood. They had always shared a love for adventure, often venturing into unknown places with the thrill of exploring new territories. One evening, as they sat in their favorite cafe, Adam brought up an old, abandoned house on the outskirts of their town, a house they had always heard rumors about. "Do you remember that old house by the forest?" Adam asked, his voice lowering with excitement. "Of course," Khaled replied, a little unsure. "Everyone says it's haunted. No one dares to go near it." Adam grinned. "What if we went there tonight? Just to check it out? Maybe it's just a story." Khaled hesitated but agreed. After all, they had always promised to stick together through anything, and the idea of exploring something as mysterious as that house was too tempting to resist. As the night fell, they made their way to the abandoned house. The wind howled through the trees, and the moon barely lit the path before them. The house, looming ahead, looked darker and more imposing than they had imagined. Broken windows and decaying walls whispered of years of neglect. "Are you sure about this?" Khaled asked, his voice tinged with fear. Adam, however, was already walking toward the front door. "It's just an old house, Khaled. Nothing's going to happen." But as they stepped inside, an unsettling feeling crept over them. The air was thick with dust, and the floor creaked beneath their feet. The house seemed dead, yet alive with something they couldn't explain. "Let's explore the basement," Adam suggested, eager to prove there was nothing to fear. Khaled didn't want to, but his curiosity got the better of him. Together, they descended into the dark, damp basement. As they moved deeper into the basement, the door behind them slammed shut, trapping them in the darkness. Khaled's heart raced. "What was that?" "I don't know," Adam whispered, his voice tense with worry. "We need to get out of here." Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the basement, and the faint sound of footsteps echoed. The boys froze, looking at each other, their faces pale with fear. "Who's there?" Adam called out, his voice shaky. No answer. Then, from the corner of the basement, a shadowy figure appeared. It moved slowly toward them, its shape unclear. Khaled could feel his heart pounding in his chest. "Adam, we need to leave now," Khaled shouted. But Adam, paralyzed by fear, stood frozen. The figure reached out, its cold fingers grazing Adam's arm. Without thinking, Khaled grabbed Adam and dragged him toward the stairs, the shadow following them. As they reached the top of the stairs, the door opened by itself, and they ran out of the house, not stopping until they reached the safety of the town. When they finally caught their breath, Khaled turned to Adam. "What was that thing?" Adam was silent for a moment. "I don't know, but whatever it wasn't human." They never spoke about the house again, but they both knew something had followed them that night. No matter where they went, they would sometimes feel a cold presence nearby, as if the house was still watching them, waiting for their return.